Welcome to Rewatch and Rank. On this channel, we rewatch older TV shows, provide a summary and opinion on the episode before ranking each episode against each other. Today, we aren't actually ranking an episode, but I am doing a bonus ranking for the Deathnote series where I essentially compile the entire final results and then maybe a couple of character rankings thrown in. So these are the Deathnote bonus rankings. And first, we have a reminder of the series ranking and how that ended up overall. Firstly, we had our mostly objective ranking, where the live action won in a landslide with 100%, and so far our only perfect series, followed, or at least objectively perfect series. Part 1 of the anime came in second at 70.77% final score, and then final score of Part 2, which came in third, was 51.82%. On the personal ranking side, the live-action drama did, of course, also come in first place with a total score of 100 out of a possible 110, which gave it a score of 90.91%. Part 1 of the anime came in at 60.38%, and then Part 2 of the anime came in third with 49.09%. And now the full list of the mostly objective ranking, and this is in order, of course, within the same number range. Each of them was scored in order, so keep that in mind with the list. But our final total rankings for the anime and the drama all in a row are in first, Rebirth, followed by Confrontation, Doubt, Wager, Decision, Execution, Ally, Revival, New World, Live Action Episode 1. Episode 2 of the live action is in 11th. 12th, we have the live action number 3, followed by live action episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, episode 7, episode 8, episode 9, episode 10, episode 11. Then in 21st, we have Encounter, followed by Confessions, Tactics in 23rd, Friends, or just Friend, Silence, Selection, Vigilance, Pursuit, Glare, Frenzy, Unraveling, Love, Makeshift is in 33rd place. 34 we have Justice, Malice, Father, Transfer, Dealings, Assault, Renewal, 1.28, Matsuda, Performance. 44th place goes to Guidance. Then we have Abduction, Overcast, Impatience, and in the very last place at 48 we have Scorn. Now my personal ranking full list, this is based on opinion, and so it is in the order of how much I personally liked it. And in first we have the episode 7 of the live action, followed by the live action episode 4, live action episode 1, Silence, Revival, live action episode 10, live action episode 11, episode 8 of the drama, followed by Rebirth, Encounter, live action episode 5, Frenzy, Glare, Execution, Confessions is in 15th. Then we have live action episode 9, live action episode 6, and live action episode 3, followed by Doubt in 19th, Pursuit, Ally, and 22nd is New World. Then 23rd is Malice, Decision, Confrontation, live action episode 2 is in 26th, followed by Vigilance, Father, Tactics, Guidance, Selection, Dealings, and Makeshift in 33rd place. 34th is Justice, Friend, Love, Overcast, Wager, Performance, 1.28 is in 40th place, followed by Transfer, Abduction, Unraveling, Renewal in 44th. Then 45th is Scorn, Assault, Matsuda, and my least favorite episode in 48th is Impatience. Now I'm ranking the Shinigami, and I'm ranking them separately from the other characters because their ranking is more based on visual design and just my overall impression of them, as opposed to with the humans where it's ranked on more impact and, again, personal preference, but not so much design. Anyways, first, of course, is Ryuk, who we meet first and I think has the best design hands down of the Shinigami. Then Jealous, and Jealous it's not so much his design, but the fact that in the flashback, he seems like really, really sweet and he pulled on my heartstrings and I felt a little bad when he died. I mean, I don't think Misa was worth him dying, and I think he has a higher quality than Misa does, at least in the anime version, and so Jealous I did put in second just because of the fact that I felt really bad when he died. Then we have Rem, and her design's average, but I don't really like how she also fell for Misa and was kind of mean to Light, so that's why she's in third. Fourth was Harmonia Justin Beyond Dormison, and he doesn't really play much of a part other than being one of many Shinigami that kind of play dice and gamble in the Shinigami realm, but I put him there because I think he actually has probably the best design. Ryuk has more like that gothic look, but he is like decked out in gold and gems, and I'm just like, I have to add him on the list because that's just a really nice design. And if I was a Shinigami, I would want to be dripping in wealth, and I love that he is. And then the last one was Saido, who we saw only a little bit briefly in the second part, and he mostly just came around, got a little used, and then flitted off back to the Shinigami realm, so his impact wasn't really that high, and his design was only so-so, so 5 he is. And then the last bonus ranking is the character ranking, and I went through all of the characters that I felt were important enough to actually have be worth points, for the most part, in this list. So first off, my personal favorite character is L. And it was a very hard decision to choose between L and Light for the top spot because Light is also one of my favorite characters, but I just feel like L, with his quirks and character design, is just more preferable to me than Light is. So LL Light is in first place, followed by Light Yagami, which it was inevitable they'd be at the top because, of course, they are the main characters. Then we have Quillish Whammy, who, of course, is Watari, in third, followed by Mellow, or My Hill Keel, which is, of course, um, I love that he loves chocolate, and I do like his character design as well with the leather and everything. So, just from a design standpoint, I like Mellow. Then we have Sorichiro Yagami, followed by Teru Mikami, who is, of course, the fourth Kira. Tota Matsuda. Nier, or Nate River, is in eighth. And then Kenzo Mogi, he is higher because of the fact that in the live action he plays a much larger role than he does in the anime. And then there's Suichi Aizawa, who in the anime is the one who starts to suspect Light in part 2 and starts working with Nier, so he has more significance. Ray Penber, always felt a little bad for him because literally, like, a couple days later he would have been off the case. Light probably wouldn't have felt a need to kill him, but he just didn't end his assignment soon enough by like a day or two. Felt very bad for him. Shoka Himura, of course, was only in the drama and was the female detective who then ended up working with Nier in order to try to take out Light and ultimately ends up betraying or making everybody feel like she betrayed them and then, of course, dies by Light's hands. Masaru Kamoda, of course, is in the beginning of the drama, is Light's friend. He does fade out about halfway, though, which is why he's so far down on the list. Naomi Misora almost gets Light, but ends up failing. Iber, Weddy, they're in there briefly at the end of part 1, but again, don't have much use, and they do die before part 2. When L dies, so do they. Matt, or Male Jeeves, of course, works for Mello and was also at the orphanage, but he dies pretty ingloriously by being part of a car chase and then getting gunned down like immediately. So I like his backstory being part of like Mello, Nier, all of them, but he's not in there very much. And I feel like he's ranked higher because also he's very big in the fan fiction sections. like sector of the world because he doesn't play a big part in the series. He isn't even in the drama, but fan fiction, he is one of almost like a trio with Mello and Nier. So that's why he's a little higher. Then Sayu Yagami, I would have liked her more, except she's kind of the reason that Soichiro makes a very poor decision, in my opinion. I've said it many times that I think trading this book that could literally kill anybody to a bunch of mafia people who probably will not have standards in who they kill is not really worth one person. So I kind of have a negative impression of her. It's not even her fault, but she's there. Sachiko Yogami, frankly speaking, she's briefly, like, she's in the anime as Light's mom, but again, she's really not seen that much in the series. Just like little slice of life snippets of her. And then in the drama, she's cut out completely, and honestly, she's not really missed. So she can't really be that highly ranked. And then we have Kiyomi Takada in 21st place. And again, like, she wasn't in the drama, she wasn't really missed. I never really thought she needed to be there in the first place. Even in the anime, I was kind of like, well, I mean, she's there, but did she need to be? Obviously, the drama proves not so much. 22 is Misa Amane, and I do greatly prefer the drama version of Misa to the anime version, but the anime version is just so dislikable that it dragged even the drama version down. And even the drama version, there are moments where I go back and forth, though, again, way better than the anime version, but because the anime version was so horrible, I really greatly dislike the anime version of Misa. I really couldn't justify putting her higher than 22nd. And then we have Kyosuke Higuchi, who was the third Kira and kind of detestable. Hideki Aide, who of course ended up bowing out before they even got to the task force because he kind of got his coward on, so he's not that great. And then Roger Ruby, it's more just because of lack of presence. Obviously, he was the version of Watari that stayed at Wami's house to raise the heirs of L while Watari was with L, but he's really only briefly seen, and though his importance is high because, Watari's partner raised Mello and Nier, who of course are really important to the story, is the one who has to inform them of Elle's death. His presence is, again, a brief scene in a couple episodes and doesn't have much presence, so that's why he is in 25th place. And then any characters that are not on this list are so insignificant that I don't even remember who they are or really care enough to even put them on the list. So that is our bonus rankings, a little bonus video before we start our next series for the Death Note series.